Alright Bonehawks, this video is all about Mortal Kombat 1, and today I'm talking gameplay. So I'm going to take a hypothetical situation where NRS says you can make 5 changes to make the game more fun to play. What am I changing? What am I prioritizing? I only get 5 of them. Some of them I might kind of double dip a bit because it's hypothetical, but these are the main issues that I think, as far as gameplay wise, not none of the finish the game stuff, all that, just strictly gameplay wise, that I think needs to be addressed to make this game a lot more fun. So that being said, let's get into it.
Accept your death.
So the first one is health values across the board for the characters. I really don't like this double dipping on having characters with lower health and then cameos taking your health at all. I would make it so everyone has base 1000 health. That's an instant buff to Quan Chi, Natara, and Garrus. A little bit of a nerf to Havoc, which I'm trying to do more buffs than nerfs, but there is 1 or 2 things that I might mention here. So yeah, I think that if you're going to have cameo values affect how the health works, that should be done on that part, and keep everybody else at a baseline, and then the cameos can change that going forward from there. Alright, depending on what cameo you use, stronger cameos, you're going to give up health, but that way you don't have a character like Natara, who isn't inherently that powerful. I mean, I think she's viable, but like, not, there's a possibility of her playing with 850 health viable. So that way everyone's on an even playing field. I really don't like the idea of health balancing characters. I think that's not the right way to do it. I think there's other ways to do it. So yeah, we'll bump them up. Slight nerf to Garrus. I think also slight nerf to Havoc as well. But yeah, I think that would be the first thing that I would change, and get that done out of the gate. Bring up some of the lower characters, a couple other ones down. I think that's more than fair. The second thing that I would do is adjust the cameo health values, kind of piggybacking off the first one there, to kind of make some like a little bit more intimidating to use, given like what they got. Like say ones like Striker, for example, like Striker's minus 50 right now. Maybe we make that like minus 100 or something like that for how powerful it is. Kano could be similar idea, but again, you'd have to buff some of the cameos, I think, to make them like really strong and really crazy, and then kind of take that health value away to kind of. And I don't really know the numbers that I would specifically nerf all the cameos, but I would like to see some more of them. Like, there's certain ones I only see with certain characters, like Scorpion, for example. I very rarely see outside of a Li Mei, who like hits like a truck, don't get me wrong, but perhaps adding some health values to Scorpion would kind of allow him to be used a little bit more sparingly. Shujinko already did get a bit of a buff to add 100, so that's something, but Shujinko needs a little bit more than that. Chameleon is at nothing, no base value, but we see Chameleon a lot, very strong cameo. I think that's probably okay. But yeah, if you have any ideas of which cameos you'd like to buff to see a little bit more, Darius has a bit of a buff, but maybe a little bit more, just to make him a little bit more useful, or yeah, more useful. That's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, let me know what cameos you would change health values for and whatnot in the comments down below. But that would definitely be something I would change in this game. The third one is something that I think Shujinko needs kind of like a rework as a whole. But if I only had to, going by my own rules, if I only had to make one change to Shujinko, it would be to change the moves he steals in this matchup. I feel that the parry that he steals is ridiculously hard to hit. It scales like crap. So even if you do hit it, you're doing less damage than a regular combo would. And then his down forward move is okay, I guess. But it's not fantastic. I feel like if he could steal, his down back move would be the slide, and then his down forward move would be the throwing stars. I think that would make him a lot more useful in this matchup, because really there's no reason to pick Shujinko against Reiko right now. It's just the payoff is not there. I guess the extra 100 health is nice, I guess, but I don't think that in itself is enough to warrant picking this cameo in this particular matchup. So that would be one of my big changes, because again, I am passionate about this character. I want to use Shujinko, I really do. He needs to be a little bit more viable before I put more time into him. So yeah, that would be the one change. If I had to change one thing about him, that's what it would be. Moving on. The next one here is Johnny Cage, and we are going to switch up his armor a little bit here. So currently the EX Shadow Kick is the fastest armored move in the game. and can kind of get him in from full screen. Even if he wants to just throw it out, he can use something like Striker to cover him to make him safe if he wants to throw it out. And once he's in your face, of course, Johnny Cage is rushed down central. So what I would do is I would remove the armor from the Shadow Kick, and I would change his enhanced Nut Punch to be only 1 bar of meter, and instead of being invulnerable, it would be his armored move. So you're kind of buffing it a little bit by making it only cost 1 bar, but you're switching his armor from his Shadow Kick into that. So he's still going to have to struggle a little bit to get in. Like, his movement is still really good as it is. If those are the only changes that you make to him, I think that would balance him good. Just trying to bring him down just a little bit. I don't want to destroy the character or anything. I think if you kept those changes, he would be fine. He'd still be able to compete. He's got his plus frames, his mix-ups, whatever cameo he wants to use. Then he'd also have an armored move that he can just kind of throw out if he has a read on you or something like that. But he would have a weakness in the fact that he has to struggle a little bit more to get in. He can't just armor his way through, since considering like most projectiles in this game are just a single hit, he really doesn't have to care about that. He can try and react, hit. He's got all the 42 hit advantage is crazy for that. So yeah, that's what I would do for Johnny Cage. That's literally it. I'm trying not to just strip characters here. I think if you just made that change, that in itself would make this game way more fun. And the final change that I would make to this game is make Raiden's back to -12 on block. So it's punishable because, I mean, I could do more stuff, but I'm trying, again, not to nerf too much, just kind of buff more than nerf. But yeah, I think that this character already has everything, and if you want him to be like the chip damage character, I mean, that's already fairly safe. -10 with some pushback on the enhanced version. He doesn't need a mix-up as well. You know, give it to him as a tool if he wants to use it, but definitely make him punishable. And then everything else, he'll still have his teleport, he'll still have this craziness that can be sometimes kind of awkward to punish. He'll still have his chip damage, he'll still have his combo damage. I think if you just took away this one little overhead, that would be one less tool in his arsenal, or at least one less safe tool in his arsenal. And then he would have to come up with a way, if he wanted to use it, to use a cameo to keep it safe. So, in my experience, especially when you get to the higher ranks of Kombat League, it's literally just Raiden's and Johnny Cage's. That's all it is. So, I think if you added a little bit more characters in the mix, I think if you took those two down, so many other characters would go up, and you'd see so much more diversity just between that. And that's it. 5 changes that I would make if I was asked to in Mortal Kombat 1. Let me know what you think needs to be changed. Again, this is just gameplay related. None of this, you know, we're still missing a lot of shit, but this is purely gameplay related. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like because it really helps me out. And subscribe if you haven't, because I make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.